Ref comes running down. 1, 2, it's CM Punk. Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the JE Show. Thank you for joining me. Today we are going to be talking about the most recent PLE. I was there, Clash at the Castle. He didn't win, but I'm wearing your boy Drew McIntyre. Let's get into it and let's talk about it. First of all, I just want to say the atmosphere inside the Hydro was absolutely buzzing. I've watched it back on TV. I've just got done watching Clash. I wanted to do that before I made this video. It doesn't do it justice on TV. It was so loud, especially between the first match that we're going to get into, Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles. And I say it wasn't that loud on TV because you could hear Samantha on the TV, but where I was sitting in my seat, I couldn't hear a thing she was saying when she was introducing them. The Cody Rhodes, that chant was way too loud. But let's get into the match itself, and I actually thought this was a banger from start to finish. I love a match when it's like a last man standing or an I quit, not your traditional wrestling match. I do love them, don't get me wrong, I do, but I absolutely loved this match. I thought it was great. The only slight problem I have with it, it was a beatdown on Cody for 10 minutes or so. Then he regained himself. He kept saying, I'm not going to quit, I'm not going to quit. And then AJ Styles quit quite easily. Now, obviously, he was about to get battered with the steps, so I don't blame him. I'd be saying that as well. But it just felt like he could have said no a couple more times first. But I did enjoy the match. Now moving on to match 2 of the night, which was the women's triple threat tag team match. We had Alba Fire and Isla Dawn going up against the tag champs Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. And people are shitting on this match. They really are. They're saying, oh, botch central, botch this, botch that. And I can understand why to an extent, but it's still live TV at the end of the day. I'm not going to get everything right. I've heard people saying the ropes were slippery anyway. We'll come to that again in the last match. But the ropes were slippery. They were loose, which could explain Jade's slip forward. But also, I wonder if that's part of story. I wonder if they drop these here and then Bianca says, look, you weren't ready. You're not ready for this. You're not ready to be my tag team partner. And that's how they start to feud and we get the match at SummerSlam. However, massive congrats to Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, the new women's tag champs in their home country of Scotland. That's the match that I actually predicted we would see a change in champions, and we did, so massive congrats to them. I'm really looking forward to see what happens here. Match 3 of the night was Sami Zayn defending the Intercontinental Championship against Chad Gable with Otis and Maxine Dupree. Some people said to me Maxine was looking like she was getting ready for a funeral, but I don't know what funeral you'd be going to dressed like that, if I'm being totally honest. Again, this match was an absolute banger, and I noticed this with all of the matches that they put on at Clash at the Castle. They were all so good. But this one in particular was one of my favourites of the night. Sami Zayn, absolute genius in the ring, especially his in-ring awareness when he went to do a move to Chad Gable, where the one where he throws him over, I can't remember the name of it now, into the ropes behind him. He realised he wasn't quite far enough away and it would end up backfiring, so takes a step back and then does it. Absolute in-ring genius. Same for Chad Gable as well. He's so good, but I do think he's done in the IC title scene now. I don't think there's any more for him, unfortunately, there. He's going to go into a feud with Otis. That's inevitable. Sami Zayn, I'm not really sure either. I kind of maybe had him to win Money in the Bank, but not whilst he's still IC champion. But the match itself, again, I really enjoyed it. Match 4 of the night had another home country person in it. It was Piper Niven going up against Bayley for the WWE Women's Championship, featuring Lucha Chelsea Green, which, by the way, is fantastic. Chelsea Green is fantastic. The match, though, again, I almost thought for a minute Piper's going to do this. When she hit the Piper driver, I was like, oh my God, Piper's going to do this. She didn't. Bayley regained. But again, the back and forth, it was a very good match and they got time to show what they could do. We haven't really seen a lot of what Piper can do unless you know her from her NXT days, NXT UK days, then you know. But on the main roster, we haven't really been treated to a lot of Piper and she is very, very good. So I did enjoy this match and I did think that it had the right winner. I couldn't see Piper winning, and Bayley's not done yet, and we need to put a bit more respect on her name because I don't think she gets the respect she deserves. But yeah, I enjoyed the match. And then lastly, the main event, Drew McIntyre, represent Drew, went up against Damian Priest, El Campeon, current champion for the World Heavyweight Championship. Barn burner, start to finish, absolute slugfest. We knew it was going to be. And credit to Damian Priest, because he got injured in about the first couple of minutes of that match and soldiered through. And that is why he is a champion and why he is championship material, because of how he still managed to put on that match afterwards. Ref goes down, inevitable ref bump. By the way, Eddie Orango, way to go. You properly sold that. And he hits him with the Claymore kick. Ref comes running to what we think is a ref. Ref comes running down. 1, 2, it's CM Punk. It's what I wanted to see happen. I can't lie to you guys. I wanted to see that happen. So when it did, there was a little bit of me inside that was like, oh yeah. But I was also wearing my CM Punk top. I can't lie. Drew didn't need to win here. And his feud with Punk absolutely does not need the World Heavyweight Championship involved. They can go and have 3 matches. Maybe one of them gets the title towards the end and the title's for the 3rd match. But for now, they absolutely don't need that championship involved. So it was the right decision. But again, it was a great match. Overall, I thoroughly enjoyed Clash at the Castle. As I say, being there. Scotland, such a welcoming place. I had loads of people messaging me on TikTok that were from Scotland that were like, welcome to my country. Hope you have a great time. Go check out this. Go check out that. Absolutely lovely people. Can't fault them whatsoever. The weather was a bit naff, but hey, it's like that here as well. So what are you going to do? But SmackDown, Clash at the Castle, everything in between. I had a phenomenal time, and I hope you guys did too. Thank you for joining this episode of The JE Show. That about does it. But as we always say on here, in the meantime, if you see a fellow wrestling fan out in the wild and they say they want to talk about wrestling, what do you say? Let's talk about it.